Here we go. Welcome everyone to Talk to the Elementals. How did we get so lucky? I have had more registrations for this Zoom, this telecall than any other I've ever run. So I guess there's a lot of interest in this. I guess there's a lot of question. Anyway, so I'm just going to go for an hour with everything I can fit into the hour. Stop me at any moment, put up your hand, ask a question, type it in the chat. We have got simultaneous Czech translation. If you do not have the link to that, let me know and we can arrange it. We will have Russian translation after. For the rest of you, I can't do sign language. So, okay, I'm being silly. I've also been, I was just saying before I started recording, coughing and spluttering for about the last 5 minutes with the energies that are swirling around. I've also been extremely hot in my body. I had to take off layers of clothing. I had to take off a scarf. Don't know if any of the rest of you, when your energies really start running, often you can get very, very hot. Sometimes you can get very cold too. So where shall we begin? I guess I would like to clear something up first of all. There seems to be a lot of misunderstanding about what elementals are and what they are not, and a lot of mixing up. Are elementals nature spirits? Are they earth spirits? All of those kinds of questions. I have no answers for you. What I have is, what do you know? And let's have a conversation about it, because this is completely new. We are the frontiers people of this kind of work. We are the first ones coming through with this. Oh, I just went all tingly. Where we are co-creating, working with the energy, space and consciousness of all beings and entities around us and the earth. And we are directing, muting someone, we are directing creation by question. Excuse me. Okay, good. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, as an infinite being, and I'm assuming I'm just muting people. People, if you have not muted yourself, please do it. A lot of people online. Okay. All right. If you have not already acknowledged that you're an infinite being, that you have any doubt about that, you don't believe in that, please use the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, the purpose of which is to clear those energies. It's to clear the lies. It's to clear the points of view or the belief systems which are limiting you to have everything you'd like to have. So everywhere that you don't believe that you're an infinite being, by the way, it's not a matter of belief. Would you like to uncreate and destroy all that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And all your projections, expectations, separations, judgments, rejections about what elementals are, what nature beings are, what earth beings are, what spirits are, from all of your lifetimes, will you uncreate and destroy all those, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. In actual fact, everything that you bring to this moment, everything you have been in all your other lifetimes, will you uncreate and destroy all of that? You won't lose the awareness, you will lose the emotional charge that you have brought with you from lifetime after lifetime. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. All of your, and the abbreviation for this is PES Juniors, all your projections, expectations, separations, judgments and rejections of me as an Access Consciousness facilitator, me as a 3-day body class facilitator, me as just me, all the lifetimes that we chopped each other's heads off, everything we've been to each other that would not allow you to receive whatever it is you would like to receive from this Zoom, this telecall. Will you uncreate and destroy all those, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So there is step one for you. As you are desiring to work with the elementals and the other beings that are available to you, the other entities, keep clearing all your PES juniors about what you expect them to be like, look like, act like, what you expect of them. Because in actual fact, what you will be able to receive will be way beyond that. It will be way beyond what you can possibly imagine. Way beyond it. Now, that's tool number one. Let's just talk for a minute about what do we know about elementals. Elementals are the basic units of consciousness that are in everything. They are that little spark of consciousness. You could call it spark of life, but consciousness is more accurate. That's in everything. Bodies, plants, the earth, dolphins, whales, birds, but also the chair that I'm sitting on, the walls and all the buildings. All of the molecules have some spark of consciousness in them. Elementals are those sparks of consciousness. Elementals are willing to contribute to you anytime you are in a joyful, playful, relaxed space. And then you might go, oh no, I'm never in a joyful, relaxed, playful space. Help. It's okay. We're going to go through some practices of how you can get there quite easily. Elementals will always assist when you ask, when what you're asking for is in that let's call it present energy. How do you get present? Well, you're naturally present when you're doing something you love. You are naturally present when you're in nature in a way that you enjoy. Whether it's a forest, your own garden, you may just have a small patio or veranda where you're growing a few pot plants. But for you, when you're out there fiddling with your plants and talking to them or watering them, time stands still and you are present. You could be present when you're doing your stamp collecting, or you're crocheting, or whatever it is that you love doing, where you just totally immerse yourself in it. That is when you are very present. That's when the elementals are already assisting you. This is a natural capacity we have. A natural capacity of infinite beings is to make a request, have an idea of what it is you'd like to create, and pull the molecules together into physical reality. Now, if the molecules are contain the elementals, that spark of consciousness, you can see how requesting elementals, giving them the clear idea of what it is you'd like to create, and then using question, which excites the molecules and gets them moving, to bring it to fruition. That's the simplified version. So we can have a clearing like what generative capacity for the instant solidification of the elementals. So at the moment, they're just all little sparks of energy, space, and consciousness. You're asking them to instantly solidify into reality by request of the quantum entanglements. I'll explain that in a moment. Fulfilled as state what it is that you would like to create. So it might be the body you have always desired. It may be more money than you have ever had, constantly increasing. So it's a standard clearing, and then you fit in what it is you would like to create. Now let me go back a step. Oh, and anything that doesn't allow that, because you're saying, I have this capacity, but anything that doesn't allow me to actually use it, I uncreate and destroy all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And we're going to go through some of the points of view, many of the points of view that don't allow us to use this natural capacity that we have, this natural magic that we have to create. That's all that prevents us doing it, is that we have some interesting points of view that we've been holding on to for an awfully long time. Most of them are not even our own. I like to say it's like you're wearing an old coat, but no one has pointed out to you that you're wearing this old coat, which is your old points of view, if you would simply drop the old code, life would get a lot easier. So let us go back to, what do I mean by request of the quantum entanglements? Quantum entanglements is how everything's connected. A point of view, or some people might call that a belief, a point of view has a molecular structure. Hello, Paula. Paula's just come on. A point of view has a molecular structure? Yes, it does. Who knew? All of those molecular structures, all those little molecules speak to each other. So anytime you have a thought or you say something out loud, the molecules around you begin to reverberate with what you have said. So if you're looking in the mirror and you go, oh my God, I'm looking so old today, the molecules around you go, so old today, so old today. It's like they echo that energy of, and guess what? They speak to each other so that when you get into the future, tomorrow or the day after or next week, you get more of being so old today. This is how we use the quantum entanglements against ourselves all the time. It's all the shared thoughts and points of view that everyone has out there. So if you say, I don't have enough money or I'm broke, the quantum entanglements that connect everyone who has that point of view start working on your behalf to give you more of, I don't have enough money. Oh my goodness, right? This is how the quantum entanglements work. So what do? While you're sort of, oops, I've just activated Siri on my phone. How funny. And there is some noise. Maybe Siri is a, don't say her name. Maybe she's a entity. I'm here. Shut up. Thanks, Siri. Bye. Spooky, hey. So Zizi is saying, so is it that easy that I have a point of view that I'm slim and nice? Is this the funny and easy way of juvenile life? Well, what starts to occur as you start to train yourself to catch yourself as you're about to say, oh my goodness, I've got no money, or I can't afford that, or I'm really sad, or I'm depressed. You catch yourself and go, what else is possible here? Substitute a question in really quick. I just go to, what else is possible? What would it take to create more money? What would it take for more money to show up today? What I'm actually asking for is the universe to show me where I'm stopping myself. Now, it may be that those things show up super fast, that some more money shows up. But really, what I want to know is, truthfully, universe, elementals, whatever, show me where I'm limiting myself. Show me where I'm not receiving. Every time you ask a question like, what energy, space, and consciousness can I be to have 20 people come to my class or 100 people come to my class? You're asking, what energy, space, and consciousness can I be to have that thing? Because where I am right now, I'm not getting it. You're asking for the change. Now, the change that you may have to do requires action. It does require hard work. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory doesn't mean it will be easy. Ease does not equal easy, guys. Ease is you've got to get something finished and you stay up all night and you get it done. Now, it wasn't easy, but you could do it. You were capable of doing it, and that was the ease. Cleaning your whole house from top to bottom, scrubbing the floors, the walls, doing the bathrooms and everything ain't easy, but you can do it with ease because you're an infinite being. You have that capacity. Staying up all night with someone who's sick or going visiting your mum in the hospital twice a day for a week, it's not easy, but you can do it and you're choosing it, so it's with ease. So whenever you ask a question, you're asking, what would it take? Well, what would it take is a very direct question. What would it take for me to have $500,000 a year with ease? What it may take is for me to get off my tiny derriere and get to work. Now, I agree, it is possible that I could open the door and there's a pot of gold there. I give you that. I get that it's totally possible. However, if I sat around and waited for the pot of gold, the more you wait, often the more weight Wait till you become. Don't wait, create, as Gary Douglas is always saying. Okay, let me go back because we've only just started. So when you ask the elementals, you request them to come into physical solidification, because at the moment they are just energy, space, and consciousness, by request to the quantum entanglements. Now, there are a lot of people in the world who find making money, for example, super easy. There are a lot of people in the world who have absolute ease with their bodies. They can communicate with their body. They know exactly what their body requires. There are other people with all kinds of talents and abilities. When you start asking the quantum entanglements and start asking questions, you tap into their universe instead of tapping into the universe of the people who are sad and lonely and getting old and, you know, tap into the whole other universe. That's using the quantum entanglements to your advantage. Any questions so far? Okay, here comes somebody. Yes? Is somebody there who has a question?
I have one.
Oh, good. Who's that? Tanya.
It's Tanya.
Go for it, Tanya.
Yesterday, and before I kind of even touched the boss, I went, "Oh, he's not coming to the class," and I went, and actually opened the envelope, and actually was checked. So today, the person I thought wasn't coming to the class emailed. I rang him up and I said, "Oh, I heard from you. Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm not coming to the class."
Right. So what is your question?
The question is, what was that I heard yesterday?
Well,
was that my point of view?
Gosh, Tanya, it can't. What from what I can hear, and it's a bit funny, the line. You had some awareness of something before it actually happened.
Yeah.
I think you had some awareness of something before it happened.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and you don't really need me to validate that for you.
Yeah, I can do it. And then last night, my colleague was asking me for an image. What image? Because she's helping me with images, and she said, "What image?" When I say fun, I'm like, "Oh, I can see this goat," and she did it for me. And actually, that's how I feel sometimes, like a goat with like little eyes peering.
Yeah.
a silly goat. So is that my awareness?
Well, is it?
Actually, it wasn't a goat. It was one of those, like with curly horns on it. The curly horns, the ibexes. Yeah, yes. And the little. Actually, when I saw it, I started laughing. I said, "Yeah, that's the image I want to use," because she's helping me with getting a leap the flyer together. And it's like, okay, so I saw that. Very clear.
Definitely no superpowers there, Tanya, as caller is pointing out to you. So, and for everyone on this call, if you're on this call, if there is something that intrigues you about elementals, at some point you have to acknowledge that you have capacities in this area. Now, when did you start to shut those capacities down somewhat? Was it this lifetime or another lifetime? Where did you stop believing in magic, doing magic, being magic? And you can't actually stop being it, and you can't actually stop doing it either. But where did you shut off your awareness of it and push it all down? And everything that is where you chose to shut it down or you were forced to shut it down, is today the day you open it all back up again. I'm just going to mute some people here. Oh, we've got some interesting bleed through coming through. It might be a translation happening. Okay, so in any lifetime where you were, let's just do the whole tickety-boo, tortured, murdered, burnt at the stake, I don't know, starved to death, drowned in a river, whatever, because you had superpowers, different powers, you were more aware than everyone else, you didn't age like anyone else, you could do all kinds of magic, and you said, "Oh my goodness, I am never going to go there again. I'm just going to pretend to be normal and fit in." would you revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, reclaim, uncreate and destroy all those decisions, choices, judgments you made to do that? Because you're the only one that can unlock you, no one else. If so, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Let's do the church thing. Any church institution that you belong to that said that was black magic, that you weren't allowed to be a magical being, that only a priest or a priestess could talk to God, you couldn't, let alone the spirits. Anywhere that you shut it off because of a religious vow that you made, and it might have been 10 million years ago, it could have been 4 trillion years ago. Will you now revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, uncreate and destroy all of those vows, promises, decisions, conclusions that you came to? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And some more of these may come up for you in the next few days, and you can just go, oh my goodness, everywhere that I promised to be a good girl, whatever that was, everywhere that I promised to be obedient, everywhere that I promised to be silent, all of these things, everywhere that I promised to be poor, to be humble, blah, 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 blah. Don't make it too much about clearing the past. Just go, oh my goodness, I don't have to be bound by that. That's the past. That's yesterday. What could I choose today? Everything that brings up, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. I'm kind of packing a lot of stuff into this hour here. So I'm giving you seeds that you can go back and sprout for yourself and do some more clearings, because the more we talk about this stuff, the more will come up for you in all the lifetimes that you weren't allowed to do it. The other thing that you should really look at is all the lifetimes where you were the witch hunter, where you were the Spanish Inquisition, where you shut other people's magic down or their superpowers, and then you blamed yourself for that. You know, you've got to do both sides of the coin. So you might want to, all the judgment of you in past lifetimes, or all the lifetimes you had black magic and did evil, mean, nasty things and stuck pins into voodoo dolls of people, all of that stuff, all the curses and spells that you've cast. Oof. Are you willing to revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, reclaim, uncreate and destroy all those, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Let's come to this lifetime. In this lifetime, here's the thing. If you are willing to be completely aware and completely vulnerable, everything will speak to you. The trees, the flowers, the plants, other people's bodies, of course, people, entities, buildings, everything will speak to you. If you came in as and maybe even before you were physically born, while you were still in your mummy's tummy, or you came in at a very early age and it was so overwhelming for you that it was just, you thought that you couldn't take it. And so the only way that you could at that time see that you could survive was to shrink down your awareness, somehow muffle it, blindfold yourself, don't let yourself hear it, don't let yourself see it, don't speak about it. Today, the day you go, no, I'm up for it, bring it on, I'm opening it up. Once again, only you have the key, only you can unlock this particular door for yourself. So if you would like to, all the decisions, judgments, conclusions, and computations that you came to about that you can't handle this much awareness, you can't handle this much power and potency, or you can't handle this much pain or intensity, will you revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, reclaim, uncreate, and destroy all that, please? Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, well, Renetta, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening for you around that. So this, we are talking about multi levels here. I realized as I was preparing for this today that there is so much information. I'm not quite sure what I'm hearing, but I'm hearing some bleed through from somebody's. Ah, that's it. Hello, Ellie. Hi. Gosh, there's a lot of people on. Cool. Okay. Take a deep breath. All right, let me give it to you straight. You can do all the clearing you like. You probably have done vast amounts of clearing. The secret, or the trick, if you like, the tool to engaging or working with the elementals is that you must be present. What does that mean? Well, being present is that you are not being pulled in 1,000 different directions. You're not being triggered by a million different things. In Access Consciousness, and in my 40 years as a seeker, and some of you are, well, not many of you, but some of you might be older than me and you've been seeking longer than me, but this is the only, Access Consciousness is the only set of tools I've found that directly address what I'm about to say to you. All the Eastern religions, and actually even the Christian religions, have had as their basic element prayer or meditation. Meditation was designed to try and get you to be totally present in the now. Interesting formula. For me, I meditated twice a day for like 30 years. And the only time I felt great was when I was meditating, because when I came out of the meditation, everything just came back in again. We have in our hands with Access Consciousness the bars. If you haven't had your bars run, those points on your head, find out about it, get it. What the bars does is dissipate all of the triggers that you have from thousands and thousands and thousands of lifetimes, which do not allow you to be in the present moment, because the point of power is in the present, so to speak. It's not about recalling the past. It's not about recalling ancient wisdom or what you knew in other lifetimes. It's not about projecting yourself into the future. It's about being here now. So every time you get your bars run, 5,000 to 10,000 years of your experiences as a being get cleaned up and deleted. Now, you don't lose the wisdom, you don't lose the awareness, you just lose all that emotional charge that you've been bringing with you from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You create a lovely new body and you install all those memory files in the new body. Bars starts to clear that. And that's why we know when someone has their bars run, I always say if someone will have their bars run 10 times, their whole life will change. People start sleeping better, eating different. Sometimes they wake up happy. Why? Because a lot of those energy leaks to the past, where they've had trauma and upset and all kinds of hideous things this lifetime and other lifetimes, are starting to be cleared, and they're no longer, I like to say, it's as if you're leaking energy all the time back into the past. And it only takes a sound like I just heard a motorbike to trigger me back to all the other times I've heard a motorbike. A smell of something might remind me of my grandmother's funeral. Thousands and thousands and thousands of those trigger moments in every second. So the more you get your bars run, for example, the more you clear those. Every time you say the Access Consciousness clearing statement, the word beyonds clears a whole pile more of those triggers. That's what a beyond moment is. A beyond is a frozen moment in time that is kind of trapping you and always pulling you back, even though you don't know why or you don't have a memory. It's what's behind lots of repeating patterns. Every time you have an access body process, to a certain extent, that clears out past stuff. It also activates energies, which is another thing altogether. So being totally present. I have a little practice that I've been using for a very long time, about 30 years now. And to my delight and surprise, it is quite similar to what I have learned in Access Consciousness over the last 10 years. So it's a little bit unique. It's not exactly Access. Most of you who've worked with me know what I'm talking about. I call it an energy flow. So if you will right now, take a deep breath. As you breathe out with a sigh. Take another deep breath in. Now open up your head and pull energy through your body, quick as a flash, out your feet and into the earth. It will go through the floor of the building you're in, down through all the bricks, earth, to the very core of the earth. Take another breath, open up, and let even more come through. Not just your body, not just your energy field, but your being. Do an energy pull for yourself. Pull, 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 pull like a tsunami of energy through your body, through all your cells. Give your body permission to relax. Through 1,000 lifetimes, we dare not relax in case something happens to us. But unless you can relax, you cannot engage with the elementals. You cannot engage with nature. You cannot have your superpowers. So this is the practice. Now you're running energy through your body. You probably won't feel it because it's not a feeling exercise. And you definitely don't try to see it. It's not a visualization. It just is. You just pull the energy through you. Now the other part, as that energy is running through you, and it will run down your arms and out your hands, is to pull earth energy up through your feet. Ooh, it feels lovely on your toes. Up to your knees. If you like, quick as a flash, out the top of your head. Like a fountain. Whoosh, down your arms, out your hands as well. Expand out. How far out can you take that energy? How much earth energy can you pull through your body? Let it go into your cells. Let the earth energy knock at the door of all your cells. Cells, open. Earth energy. Oh, did you feel that? It's what we call sexualness. Sexualness is, yes, there's a bit of sexy in there, but it's healing, nurturing, generative, joyful. This is the energy of the earth spirits or nature spirits. We often confuse elementals, nature spirits, and earth spirits. You know what? It doesn't matter. Don't try and define them. Don't try and get it all down on paper exactly what it is. These are energies that are available to us. They are entities that are available to us. And the more you allow yourself to relax, actually allow the energy that's coming through the top of your head and filling your whole being, ask it to be the vibration of gold. I've been running this gold vibration, actually my mother thought of it, since 1987. We've been doing this gold energy. And bodies love gold. It resonates very well with the physical body. The lovely thing is that as it's running through your body and your being and all of your energy, it's going into the earth so that you're gifting to the earth. You're also receiving from the earth at the same moment. Expand, expand, expand. Now, engaging with the elementals, nature beings, nature spirits, earth spirits, whatever you want to call them. That's it, that's it, that's it. Is actually receiving. It's receiving. Would you be willing to push all your barriers down and receive from any of those, you might call them fairies or divas or sprites or those energies. If there's a plant in your room, if there's trees outside your room, doesn't matter, they're everywhere. There's more of them around gardens and plants. They're there, they've always been there, but would you be willing to receive from them? It may not be what you're expecting. If you're expecting to see something, it's a perceiving and receiving. It's a being and a knowing. This is beyond magic. Ask them to show themselves to you. Now, how they show themselves to you might be different for everyone. I will sometimes see a little flash of light, blue or purple. but it may be whatever it is for you. Ask them to show themselves. Now, part of this is also acknowledging your body. Your body is your receiving organ. So if you have some level of disconnect with your body, allow yourself to connect with your body. Say, hello, body. Touch your body. Hi, beautiful. Your body has actually been receiving awarenesses of all of these energies, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, all along. And at some point we've gone, oh, it's too intense, it's too much. No, 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 no. Would you be willing to have the intensity? Just see where it goes. Expand, 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 expand. We live in a reality dedicated to shutting down intensity. We have a pill for everything. We have a cup of tea, we have a coffee, we have a chocolate, we have a drink, we have sex, we go shopping, we watch TV. There's a million things we have so we don't have to be aware of intensity. None of those things by themselves are bad. It's only if you're using it as an excuse not to actually be with you, be with your body, and actually receive everything that's going on around you. It can be very intense. What energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to receive the elementals with ease? And anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to receive the elementals of possibility with ease? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. This is your natural capacity to create. This is how an infinite being creates. You ask some questions of yourself. What would I like to create? What would be fun for me? What would be light and delicious for me? And then you ask elementals, elementals, assist me with this. Show me what's required. Ask. You can ask the fairies, or whatever your word is, nature beings. Hi, hello. Show me what's possible with my body. Show me what's possible with money. Show me what's possible with joy. Because they're just filled with joy and peace. And I can tell you that if you are willing to open up and have a dialogue with them, and at first you're going to think you're going crazy and it's all in your head and you're imagining it, but very soon you will see how quickly they rush, because it's like, oh my God, there's someone who knows we're here. There's someone who wants to work with us. They are so delighted to sit on your shoulder and walk around with you and be with you. So delighted. Those trees that you walk past on your morning walk or maybe on the way to work, they remember you. They know you. Next time, say hello. What else is possible, trees? Show me what's possible. Show me what you and I together can do. Elementals, elementals. What would it take to have more money than I've ever had before, continuously growing? Why would the elementals assist you with that? Because you know, as a conscious being, you live from the kingdom of we. You having money activates, adds, contributes to everyone around you. Anything that delights your body, anything that empowers you with change, the elementals almost, or sometimes instantaneously, rush in to assist. Now, what is the big energy that will not allow all of that to take place? Doubt. Doubt is the biggest thing. What do we know about doubt? It's a distractor implant. What does that mean? It's designed to distract you from what's true and real for you. If you have doubt coming up where you go, look, that, Shauna, it probably works for everyone else, but it's not going to work for me. I tried everything, doesn't work for me. That's doubt. You pod and pocket. There's some noise on this line and I just can't. I'm looking at everyone. There's a lot of people on. Oh, well, maybe it's some little earth sprites doing some interesting stuff. Now, here's an interesting thing. Most of you know that I am traveling at the moment. I'm 5 weeks in Europe. I've got another 3 weeks to go. So a lot of people have got points of view about historical monuments or places. Oh, terrible things happened there, or, you know, this building's filled with sadness and sorrow. Really interesting point of view that people have that interesting point of view. I personally talk to buildings. Like if I walk into a flat or hotel room that I'm staying in, I always say hello to the room. Because what I've noticed is everything likes to be spoken to and validated and approved of and loved and have gratitude. Elementals are in everything. So if you speak to the elementals in an old stone building, you might be surprised at how joyous and happy they are. Okay, they're a bit like big lumbering stone giants in a way. They may not move as quick as a fairy does, but they are so appreciative. I found Notre Dame Cathedral to be one of the most joyous, laughable buildings I've ever been around. People go, it's such a sad Gothic place. I don't find it to be so. So would you be willing to go out in the world to the ugliness that you see, the concrete, the tar, the cement, the buildings, the cars, blah, 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 and start talking to things? Start dialoguing with them. Everything desires to be a contribution. Actually, probably everybody on the planet does too at some level or some point, pretty much. It changes everything. You know, I'm the Happy Mouth girl, and working with Dr. Tom Colso from Happy Mouth. He said something in one of our classes a couple of months ago, which I actually applied, and it was, what if for 3 months you ran your life as if everyone in your life actually loved you? Everyone in the street, everyone you met, anyone you ever came in contact with, even if it's a crowd of 1,000 people, they actually loved you. Now, maybe they've forgotten how, why, but underlying, because there's no strangers in your life, right? You've known all those people in 1,000 lifetimes. Even if they were nasty to you, even if they yelled at you, even if they attempted to abuse you or hurt you, what if you had the point of view of that they were just trying to get your attention, like a naughty child or a hurt child? It's amazing what changes. I also have applied that to, what if every building loves me? What if every train loved you? What if everything in your life, and what is love? We don't mean that conditional love as it's practiced here, which is, well, I love you only, and I love you when, and I love you if, oh, and I don't love you anymore now. That's not love. That's conditional rubbish. Love is actually the energy of gratitude, which says, thank you, road, for carrying all the cars. You know, roads are not the most beautiful things in the world, are they? They don't smell good. But thank you for you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Such gratitude. Everything starts to change. It's as if you can receive more dynamically than you have ever received before. But there's another tiny piece of this puzzle which could make all the difference. If you wish to receive from the elementals, the nature spirits, the fairies, the pixies, all of those wonderful energies, you must first begin with receiving you. You knew there was a catch, right? How do you receive you? Well, maybe you didn't grow up with people who love themselves, who were ever validated. Maybe your mums and dads were lovely people, but deep down inside, they were never validated for who they truly be. Maybe no one ever saw them for all of their gorgeousness and beauty. If you grew up around that, we kind of tend to duplicate the energy we grew up around. And if they could not truly see themselves to be the gorgeous being they truly be, to whatever extent, then it was really hard for them to see and appreciate you. If you were strange, different, weird, and I'm going to suggest that most of you on this call are very different, you're actually quite weird. And if you know that the definition of weird is of spirit, fate, and destiny, it's quite a magical word, our parents wouldn't have known what to do with us. And the best meaning and the best intention parents in the world would be like, oh my God, this child is so something. He or she is too loud or too quiet or too, put a word to it. What were you accused of being? Too something, too sad, too happy, too emotional, too sensitive, whatever it was, too something. Their jobs as parents, as they saw it or see it, was to be good parents and to help you to fit in and have a happy life. And in our reality, having a happy life and fitting in means pretty much being like everybody else. You can't really be Superman or Catwoman in this reality. You have to be Clark Kent or Lois Lane. You've got to be the normal. Zizi is saying, oh, too shy. Yes, Paula. Okay, I'll get to the giving part in just a second. So to not be seen for what you truly be, to not be validated for who you truly be, to not have allowance of who you truly be, is actually the greatest abuse that people like us, humanoids, can ever receive. And it doesn't mean that, it doesn't have to mean that it was badly intentioned or well-intentioned. It doesn't matter. The fact that you have never been validated or had total gratitude for who you truly be means that it may be difficult for you to do that for yourself, is what I'm saying. So would you be willing to extend to yourself the acknowledgement for how amazing you are, the acknowledgement for the gift you truly be, that you being on the planet right now is no accident. It is a total choice that you made, that you are important to what is being created and generated on the planet, and you are important for the future of this planet. That within you are the possibilities and the seeds for a totally different reality. If you as a child lived a fairy tale reality in your mind, a fantasy world, let me suggest to you that you can live in a magical fairy reality now. You don't have to resist that reality out there. It can still exist and you can have your own reality. And I invite you, I entice you to come into the fairy reality, whatever that looks like for you, where your plants grow for you just because they love you, because you talk to them, right? Where money shows up for you, seemingly magically, where the trees, as you walk down the street, that every step you take, your vibration ripples out, as if you were quite a big rock in a small pond. Everywhere you go, there is a ripple. This is what Dane here talks about when he says, being you, changing the world. But if no one's ever validated you for who you truly be, and you don't even know who you truly be, that's kind of tricky. So I suggest to you that the more you practice that pulling energy through your body, pulling energy up through your body, expanding out, turning the vibration of the energy to gold, asking the elementals and the nature beings to show themselves to you, acknowledging your body and saying, hello, beautiful body, because the only way to enjoy this reality is to connect with your body. that you will notice some very potent and yet subtle changes. One of the major differences between humans and humanoids, apart from the fact that humans judge and humanoids hate judging, but they're very aware of judgment, is that the way we operate, our energy is very subtle and very fine. So when you make a shift or a change, you can't feel it. It's much more subtle. It's not based on feelings. It's not based on intensity. The human reality, or the reality outside your window, is based on, you've got to see it to believe it. You've got to feel it for it to be real. It's got to be solid, and it's got to have emotion attached. We don't function from that at all. We try really hard to make things intense and solid. It's very tiring to keep doing that. Let me just go to this comment here. What about giving? If we receive from elementals, how can we give anything to them? How is it? Only thank you, elementals? Are we instant contribution to elementals? How does it work? Well, here's the trick. Gifting and receiving is simultaneous. They are actually one thing. The more that you will gift of yourself and see yourself as the gift, the more receiving and the more gifting, unconditionally, everything around you starts to be. It's only our beliefs or points of view that we don't deserve, we haven't worked hard enough, we're not being good, surely that can't be true, blah, 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 blah. Insert your favorite points of view here that prevent that. Is it like a flow? It's more like an expansion, but we're trying to use words for something you can't use words for. One of the ways that we stop ourselves from gifting, for example, is when we say, I'm too tired, I haven't got enough energy. The moment you say, I'm too tired, or I'm tired, I don't have enough energy, you've just said, I'm a finite being and I've run out. The tank's empty. That's actually a lie. But you've cut yourself off from receiving energy in or flowing energy out. Anytime you say, I can't afford that, or I don't have any money, you've just told a little lie. I can't afford that, I don't have any money. You've actually said, I'm a finite being, end of story. You've cut off receiving and gifting. What do? Well, you might go, wow, not a lot of money in my bank account. What else is possible? What's it going to take to change that? You go immediately to question. When you are tired, instead of saying, I'm tired, I can't do that, I don't have any energy, you go, my body requires a rest right now. That doesn't work for me. The energy is quite different, but the words are not dissimilar. Saying, I've run out of energy, I'm tired, or, you know what, that doesn't work for me right now. My body requires a rest. You're not saying, I'm a finite being, the tank is empty. You've said, I'm having an awareness here. This doesn't work for me. And then you might go for a walk or get your bars run or whatever. With the money thing, same. You go, wow, that's interesting. Right now, there's not a lot of money in my account. Whew, what's with that? What else is possible? What would it take to get lots of cash in today? Who do I need to ring? Who do I need to contact? What can I create and generate? Is there anything I can sell? You go to question. The molecules around you get very excited as soon as you say what else is possible. And that's science. That's not woo-woo. That's not spirituality. Renetta says, I love you, Shauna. Thank you. Every time you smile.
Hi.
That's so cool. Thank you. So I've been playing with the elementals and the earth sprites, the earth fairies and whatever, whatever you want to call them, fairies, all my life, but particularly with Access Consciousness and particularly in the last few months. And so everywhere I go, I've been looking at all the historic ruins. I went to some Roman ruins today. Put your hand on the stones, put your hand on whatever it is, whether it's a bus shelter or a metro or wherever you happen to be, and just go, hey guys, what you got? Because all those elementals that no one ever looks at or talks to or validates, they just go, whoa, I got a lot. And you go, well, what can we create together? With the oceans, with the sea, you know, if you go for a walk at a beach and it's polluted and there's plastic, and yeah, sure, you can pick up the plastic, but you're aware that the river or the creek is polluted. Talk to the nature sprites, the water sprites and the beings there and go, hey, what can I contribute to you? What can we do together with this? Pull your energy through your body, pull earth energy up through your body, expand out. How far out would you have to expand? 10,000 miles, 100,000 miles or kilometers, whatever it is. You might have to expand your energy bigger than the earth and then go, hey, what else is possible with us? Water, sea, creek. Ask the mermaid energies, ask the water sprite energies to wake up. They are still here. Of course, the earth is in an interesting place right now. What contribution can you be just from where you be in where you live? Oh, thank you, Susanna. That's wonderful. Is there anyone who would like to ask a question? Because you know me, guys, I will just ramble on and on and on. No? Okay.
Oui, je veux bien.
Yes?
Yeah, you said you were meditating twice a day.
Yeah, for many years.
How long do you meditate twice a day? How long?
I don't anymore, but I used to do 30 minutes twice a day from about 1978 till probably I came into Access 10 years ago.
Mm.
You know, because I was spiritual and I was doing all the right things, and I was also feeling my feelings, because that was a big thing in the 80s. You have to feel your feelings to get free. For me, the more I felt my feelings, the more feelings I had to feel. Look, as you open up your awareness and expand, you are going to be aware 10 million times more of all the rubbish that's out there. But you have to remember this, your whole body is a receiving station or a radar satellite dish for picking up information. None of it is yours. None of it is yours. It's all foreign or incoming emails or messages you're picking up. But because your whole body is your organ to receive it, it feels real, because bodies feel. Being sense. So as soon as you wake up in the morning with elephant on your head, as I often do, I don't know if any of you wake up in the morning, feel like you've been run over by a number 9 bus during the night. It's not because you drank too much. Well, usually it's not because you drank too much. It's because while you're sleeping, the body drops down in vibration. You, the being, are off having wonderful adventures, but you become aware of everything that's going on. You have to wake up. What I have to do is read some questions, grab my list of questions and start reading them to excite the molecules around me, right? To start shifting that energy. Dr. Dane here will tell you he does the same thing. Many times he will wake up with an elephant on his head, but it's that expanded awareness. You can't have a point of view about it. So you can ask the elementals, what generative capacity for the instant solidification of the elementals into reality by request of the quantum entanglements as the joy of life and living? Am I now capable of generating, creating, and instituting? And I'll send you all these clearings after. You don't have to try and write them down. And anything that doesn't allow me to have the joyousness of living, I uncreate and destroy it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh, Catherine's telling me to keep rambling on. So, all the lifetimes you did work with nature spirits, that you intimately knew them, and that might have been in like Celtic times, that might have been in Mexico, it might have been in Lapland, whatever country and culture, those entities, what, you know, people have been giving them names and shapes and forms. Wherever that may be a limitation for you now, and you're trying to go back to what you had, uncreate and destroy that and go forward to something new, to some expansion of all of that, where you don't have to have any kind of ritual in order to, you know, like the hemajiggy, 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 whoa, then you've got to burn the incense and you've got to get out your magic stones and your crystals. I love all that stuff, guys, but realize you don't need to do it. I love my cards, you know, you get your tarot cards out and you do all that. Yeah, it's lovely. It's like playing dress ups, isn't it? It's so much fun. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying, what's beyond that? What's beyond how we've seen it in the past, how it's been codified, solidified, identified, delineated in the past? Go way beyond that. Way, way, way beyond that. What else is possible beyond all the definitions of fairies, spirits, earth beings, nature beings, black magic? What's way beyond all of that? It may be very intense. I certainly have found it extremely intense. It may be intense in your body as you start to open up to these energies. So truth, what is the greatest fear? That if you opened up, expanded your awareness to include the elementals, what might happen? Will you destroy the world? Will you destroy yourself? Will your head blow off? Will you spontaneously combust? Or are they just all implanted points of view to stop us, to control us? Pod and pock, pod and pock, pod and pock. The only person who can control you is you. Maybe you're your own jailer. Okay. So I have no idea where we've gone. I have no idea what we've covered. I did have some notes. Okay, something else I became aware of. Like I said in the beginning, I don't have all the answers. It's up to you to ask your awareness. Ask, what do you know? I was looking at if there's elementals in the stones of buildings and everywhere. What about in your bones? What about in my bones? I was like, oh my goodness. Every structure in your body is made up of elementals. Every cell in your body is alive and conscious. What would it take to choose to have it be 1,000 times more conscious? Maybe all it takes is our willingness to be present and stop judging our bodies. What if the body you have today is exactly what's required? It doesn't mean it can't change, doesn't mean it won't change. You can change anything with your body. You can't change something if you're judging it. So would you be willing to actually be aware of your body, be grateful for it, and you can still say, what would it take to change whatever it is you want to change, your teeth or your legs or your hair, or what would it take to change a health issue? Of course, ask. Elementals. What generative capacity for the instant solidification of the elementals in reality by request of the quantum entanglements fulfilled as the body you've always desired but never had? Or it could be optimum health or flexible, toned, slim, whatever it is. Or you could just allow your body to show up as it would like to show up. Just saying. Everything that doesn't allow that, can we uncreate and destroy it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So when you start to tune in, it's probably not the right word, engage with the elementals, it can be a little, wow, look at the colors, man. It can be a little bit spacey. It's not a bad thing. My daughter is obviously noticing, spending time with me. She says, Mum, you're over here, you're over there, you're like a 5-year-old. And I'm going, oh no, I'm not. I'm interested in everything. She said, just look, we're just going here straight. I'm like, sorry, that capacity doesn't exist for me anymore. She said, but I can't, I've got to hold your hand. You're off there, you're starting another conversation. It's like, yep, try and keep up with me. So all of the, oh, that's it. Everything that's been projected about you, about you, everything that's been rejected about you, judged about you, expected of you, that has formed this fake identity, the faux you, there's a French word for you, the faux you. Would you like to uncreate and destroy it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Maybe you have no idea who you truly be. Here's a great question. When anything's coming up for you or you're triggered, there's some discomfort, there's some intensity in your world, ask, when am I being? When am I being? It means, where am I actually not being present? Where am I out of time? You may be being 30 years ago, you may be being 30,000 years ago. It doesn't matter about the exact information. It's one of those questions that allows you to go, whew, wow, I wasn't even in this time. You may be in a future one, but you want to be here. And go, oh, okay. I have a little catchphrase, present time. I present time myself. Just remind yourself, present time, Shauna, present time. Present time. So all the energy that I've, spending looking back at the past, everything that I'm projecting forward into the future, that's very uncomfortable for your body when you're trying to physically project yourself into the future that hasn't occurred yet, when this is where you generate and create from. Okay, I think I've gone as far as I can go. All my notes. Any questions? All right. So I've got a big list of all the clearings, the elemental clearings. And I apologize if you hoped that this call would be totally about the elementals, but the more I go into the elementals, I realize that you cannot leave out the fairy realms, the nature spirits, the nature beings, the earth plant being side of it. It's very, very much part of it. Look, I may even come up with a 3-part series on, because I'm very practical and very strategic. I like to give you tools that if you will start using them, everything will change for you. So it's not just about, clearings are wonderful, but choice and action goes far beyond just sitting at home and running clearings. And that's what I like. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. We've been having simultaneous Czech translation. We will have Russian afterwards, and we'll see what other languages we can come up with. You just never know. I'm in Paris, but I go to St. Petersburg tomorrow for a 3-day body class. 3-day body class is really how you get present enough to engage with the elementals. It's phenomenal. I'm also doing some happy mouth there. Then next week I go to Prague, which I adore, for 3-day body class and happy mouth stuff as well. And then I go to Vienna. Then I go home. Have a nice trip to Russia. Thank you. So thanks everyone for being online. Talk to you all soon. Wonderful. And happy elementaling.
Thank you, Shauna.
Okay.
So much. This was awesome.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you, Claudia.
Thank you.
Okay, toodles.
Bye.
Bye. Stop the recording. Okay.